This one just wrapped up hours ago. Korea and Australia in Pool C. Australia can advance to the quarters with a win. Korea can advance due to the run quotient tiebreaker rule. Ah, interesting. Second inning.
Yeah, so it needed to be a 5-run difference for Korea.
Bo Young-moon, a moon shot to right, second of the tournament for him, 2-0 Korea to the fifth.
That means
now.
big moon, Bo Young-moon.
Does it really?
I don't know. Sounds
you
good.
could have sold that if you'd stayed there with me. Here's an RBI single for him off the left field
missed
wall.
that homer.
4 ribs for him through 5 innings. 5-0 Korea. That puts Korea in position to advance due to the run quotient tiebreaker rule. Robbie Glendening for Australia.
So now they are within the ability to advance.
But it's 5-1.
It's got to be a 5-run lead.
Australia now in a position to move on. Top of the 6th. Do-Young Kim, runner at third. RBI single. Korea makes it 6-1. Back into the driver's seat to move on.
But watch what Australia does. They bunt the runners over down 5 to set up so they can get a run home.
Well, first, this is Travis Bazana.
And Bazana got it done.
This puts Australia in a position to advance. To the 9th, Korea needs a run to stay alive. Jung-Hoo Lee grounds to short. Jared Dale can't
let it go. If he had let the ball go, you had a guy there.
Runners at the corners for Hyunmin An.
That's when you're feeling that you're knowing.
Heyman Park scores on the fly ball.
Everybody going crazy on the fly ball. Don't
Korea
think they
back
didn't
in
know
control.
the rules.
3 outs away from advancing. Rickson Wingrove at the plate. To right where Jung-Hoo Lee makes a great sliding grab. Korea 1 out away. Next batter is Logan Wade. Pop up.
That's it.
That'll help Korea hold on. They win it. They advance to the quarters for the first time since 2009. You know, the solemn looks in the Australia dugout were probably, I don't know that they knew that they were moving on anyway, but they're not, because it's Korea and Japan.
Well, when they know they were moving on.
One more run, they would have won the title.
Yeah.
One more run.
Right.
So it is Korea and Japan moving on. Czechia needs to win their last game to avoid being relegated and having to requalify in the next running of the tournament. See, like a lot of, if you're coming in from 30,000 feet and you're watching this game and you're watching a 7-1 game, 7-0 game, and guys are bunting, to your point earlier, and playing hard, that run rule is a huge deal. It's everything.
And it makes you look back at the games you kind of pulled the throttle back a little bit. You want to bury people. It's not sportsmanship that's advancing you. It is about, hey, we're going to beat you 10-0, make it 15. We might need those other 5 runs.
It is a tall order for smaller countries who are just trying to find their footing internationally in baseball, certainly at this event, to try to compete with the big boys like Japan. One of those countries is Nicaragua, and for a country enamored with baseball, it doesn't get much.
Japan is the first team that knew that they were going to advance and head over to the States and play in the quarters. Korea also now advancing. That was the fresh one where it was actually really unique.
It was a run differential.
Yeah.
They had to win by 5
quotient.
runs, and they did win by 5 runs. And
they got it.
Australia just needed to score a run like in the bottom of the 9th. The whole thing is crazy. That's crazy.
It is crazy.
But it's awesome. But I can't wait. I'm excited. I told you on Fox.
You've got
next Saturday I get Japan for the quarterfinals no matter what. So that place is going to be crazy. Whoever it lines up Dominican or Venezuela more than likely. So it's going to be awesome.
There's Yoshida, who's had a big series or a big tournament.
It's a cool picture, by the way.
So far, it is a very cool picture. Yeah, Japan won it last time around. I mean, that lineup is really good. They actually had a tough test. They only beat Australia by a run.
Yeah,
Australia
Korea
had
hung in there with them
back
for a
and
while,
forth.
too.
Korea hung around with them for a minute. But I feel like they're going to be able to win close games.
I used this analogy the other day for some of these teams, and KP, tell me what you think. It's like a college football team. It's a top 10 team. We name whatever one you want to name. Playing a Samford or a Mercer or a mid-major-ish team, right? Yeah, they can score on the opening touchdown, opening drive, because they scheme up some funky plays that the big team hasn't really focused on. But then over the time, the depth just wears them down, and that's what happens when you get into some of these bullpens. They just don't have the depth of the. Basically, it's about big 5 teams, I would say: U.S., Japan, Korea, Dominican, Venezuela, and maybe Mexico-ish, or the big 6 maybe. Because even if you look at Puerto Rico, they don't have the pitching depth that a lot of the other teams have. So eventually, they just get to them, and then they walk a couple guys. They get to some younger guys, and then boom, someone hits a home run, and the game's over. It's a great tournament. I love it. It's so fun for the fans, but I wish some of the other teams were better. It would be even more fun.
Well,
I don't think they can. I don't think they can loosen the rules anymore in terms of.
No, I know. I'm not saying that.
No, I'm saying that for the teams you qualify for. So I think players have the ability to play for multiple different countries now, as you've seen multiple players that play for multiple countries. So, baseball is just not the same in every country we go to. But I do love your analogy with, a top 10 team playing a mid-major. That's kind of the way this tournament plays out early in the year. I do think you see the occasional upset because a lot of these teams will play down to their competition a little bit. But I think we're getting to the point, especially with the USA game today, where they knew eventually they could just turn it on and beat the first two teams they played. You play down to your competition a little bit. You're fresh out of spring training. Your timing's not quite there. You do face the unique guy who is actually throwing under the comfortable hitting speed for a lot of these guys. It works for a little bit of time, but eventually the good teams, the great teams are going to wear down these smaller teams that just don't have the depth. But this is where the tournament gets really exciting. The players have more at-bats under their belt. Pitchers have more innings logged. Everything starts to sharpen a little bit, and the competition turns up a little bit. And you start to see a team like USA play up to their competition with a team in Mexico today. And I think it can end up being a very one-sided game. I think you knew Japan was going to be there. I think you knew Korea was going to be there. It's a shame with some of the insurance things and the health things that happen to some of the Puerto Rican players too, because you could put them in that category of a team that you expect to kind of be in that second round of this tournament. But it's really going to come down to about 4 or 5 teams. They have enough depth to kind of withstand, the way this tournament is set up.
How much circling in the lineup and avoiding should teams do with Ohtani? There are other good names in that lineup.
I'd tell you who wouldn't be
finally
afraid
went hitless.
Who wouldn't be afraid of
twice.
Ohtani? Poland. Team Poland would not be afraid of Ohtani.
It's never going to happen, or at least not right now.
I mean, don't say never.
Not never, but well.
I tell you what team's never going to be in it, Team New Jersey. So let's not say Poland's
not
never
a
going to be
country.
in it, though.
You're not taking a shot at me. I identify with many different states.
Okay, well.
I like
I'm not
Jersey,
touching
I
that
like
one,
New York,
but
I like Florida.
who do you pitch around? That's the problem with some of these lineups. Who do you like? USA, who do you pitch around? Japan, who do you pitch around? Dominican, who do you pitch around? Venezuela, who do you pitch around? Even Mexico's lineup, who do you pitch around?
For me, Ohtani for Japan. I mean,
you just don't let Ohtani beat, so he walks and he steals second, and then the next guy bunts him over, and then the guy hits sac fly, you're down 1-0.
Sometimes. Do you disagree? Because there's 5 or 6 other names that you feel good about. So, but like,
I mean, the thing is, they have a lot of lefties. So if you could have a nasty lefty, that's why Skubal makes so much sense in the finals because they have so many lefties that if you can neutralize them with a lefty, because they have a ton of left-handed hitters in that lineup. Not that Skubal, I mean, he's split neutral because of the changeup. But anyways.
But still, yeah, it would help. The #1 rated ticketing app is SeatGeek, and you can get 10% off on SeatGeek's app by using the code Territory10. So you should use it, AJ.
Oh, I'm definitely going to use it for WBC games in Miami because I want to go to the semifinals and the finals.
They're going to be sold out.
Absolutely. Spring training games for the people out there who want to go to spring training games. Absolutely great idea. Best seats rated 1 through 10. And I recently had to use SeatGeek to buy tickets to a Florida Gators basketball game that was sold out. So I love the code Territory 10% off, and the rating is the best.
Yeah, he's talking about each ticket rated on a scale of 1 to 10, so you know you're getting a good deal. So look for the green dots. Green means good, red means bad. And of course, we have a code for you. Like I mentioned, it's Territory 10 for 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. That's 10% off any tickets with promo code TERRITORY10. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. Thank you to SeatGeek. We didn't see any upsets yet, but I mean, Japan is the good example. Like, we were very close there. A 4-3 win for Team Japan. And then, like you mentioned at the top of this segment, Korea almost didn't advance. Not only did they have to beat Australia, they had to beat them by 5 runs. They won by 5 runs with a sac fly in the top of the 9th inning. Otherwise, they would have beaten Australia 6-2 and gotten knocked out. That's just the way it is. You're not playing that many games. And if everybody has the same number of losses, right? Japan was good. But then you had Korea, Australia, and Chinese Taipei. Since Chinese Taipei upset, I guess that was the upset. You mentioned that to me
it's
this
been
morning.
like the one upset.
That's the biggest upset.
The biggest game of this whole tournament, and you guys will laugh when I say this, is tomorrow. Or it might be today. Brazil versus Great Britain. The winner doesn't have to qualify for the next WBC. So as long as you don't finish last, like Czech, they're out, so they have to qualify. They're going to lose to Poland in the next qualifier, hopefully. If we can figure out how to get Poland in the qualifiers. But Brazil, Britain, I think it's today at 1 o'clock on Fox 1. The winner doesn't have to re-qualify. They're in the next WBC. So that, even though it's like, why would anyone watch that game? It means a lot to those teams.
Hey, do you guys consider these home runs, these walk-offs that create the mercy rule? Are they considered walk-offs?
See, I said no on the broadcast when who was it? Soto hit one the other night. I asked that question, but then Waino and Adam Amin said yes because it's technically a walk-off.
It ends the game,
but it's not really. It's not really. It's like a mercy homer. We should call it like the mercy homer, but it's Red Cross homer. It
wins you the game theoretically.
I mean, if they were already going to win the game,
theoretically, the game's not
over.
What
if they run off the field?
Over. Well, then it could be a runoff or a walk-off. But the game is not over. Like, you could be up 9 runs, and some team could come back from 9 runs in the 9th inning. Is it likely? No. But the point is, if you're up 10 runs through 7, the game is actually over. So you did walk it off. You won the game.
I disagree. What do you think, KP?
I don't know if I'd be celebrating like I hit a walk-off homer. I would probably feel good that the game's over and we knew we were going to win the game. But, when you're up 9 runs in the 5th or 6th inning, you're pretty certain your team's going to win. But, I mean, hey, everyone's got a different style. I mean, guys enjoy hitting these walk-off homers as the home team in the 7th inning. Go enjoy them.
Yep.
And by the way, here's a question for you guys. Should they implement the run rule in the regular season of Major League Baseball? 10 after 7. So you don't have to see a position player pitch.
I don't think so. I don't know. I got to think more about it. Why do you think?
I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
You say yes?
I say yes. I think.
But then guys on the bench don't get at bats sometimes. I mean,
I'm not worried about that. But does it happen enough that it matters? I guess it does. The thing is, you still see position players if it's a 7-run game, in the 9th. So what's the line?
KP,
there?
Thoughts?
I think you should just be able to wave the white flag. I mean, if you're going to go down that route of, not using a guy to your bullpen, you're clearly sending a message to the other team that we don't believe we can win this game, and I'm going to save my pitchers for tomorrow. So let's allow everyone to get off the field and get home a little bit earlier. And I'm all for it because as an offensive player too, it's such a lose-lose situation when you go up to home plate and you have to face a position player. You get a hit, you're supposed to. You hit a home run, yes, ultimately it counts on your statistics. Does it feel the same way at the end of the year when you go into ARB or free agency? It counts just as everyone, all the other ones. But I think at some point, when a position player comes out of the bullpen or the dugout to pitch, it's no longer a good look for the game. I don't think the people that come to a game and watch this really enjoy it. And if the game is that lopsided at some point of the game, the people have either gotten their money's worth if your team's winning, or they're ready to go home anyways if your team's losing. So I think you should be able to wave the white flag.
I think it makes our sport look a little bit amateur when we have the position player stuff going on. Like, you get a fun, cute, viral moment every once in a while, but most of the time it's meh. Well, we started this conversation talking about Team Japan and Korea advancing from their pool, and they're head to the States. So if you'd like to watch them continue their journey, Fox 1 is the spot. AJ will have
free 7-day trial.
Friday's game.
Right?
Free 7-day trial.
Because there are people complaining, I don't have that app. Well, sign up for it. You get a free 7-day trial.
Exactly. You could scan that QR code to get involved. Also, this is big. I want to make sure we hammer this the entire week. Our WBC postgame shows begin tonight. We are going to give you post-game coverage of the rest of the games for Team USA. And we are going to do Dominican Republic, Venezuela post-game on Wednesday. That's going to be a good one. And then you can check all of that out on the FT YouTube channel. So after those games, like tonight, Team USA against Mexico, AJ and I will be live. Maybe Kratz too. So we'll see you after for that one.